reduce the illegal firearm possession issue in Dominica. And proposing that topic for us this afternoon is the Dominica Grammar School. And the first speaker from the Dominica Grammar School is Ilianette Jolly. And Ilianette is a Form 5 student, and she's a science student at the Dominica Grammar School. Her favorite subject is visual arts. She was born in Haiti, but lives in Canefield. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Ilianette Jolly, first speaker of Dominica Grammar School. And assisting Ilianette this afternoon is Miss Kishma Theofield. Kishma is a Form 5 student at the Dominica Grammar School. She's a science student as well. Her favorite subject is physics, and Kishma is from Maho. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Miss Kishma. Ilianette Jolly and Kishma Theofield are the students proposing the topic this afternoon on behalf of the Dominica Grammar School. The topic will be opposed by the students of the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School. The first speaker for Isaiah Thomas Secondary School is Amelia Charles. Amelia is a Form 4 student at ITSS. She's a business major and she likes principles of business best, and Amelia is from Salisbury. Please welcome Amelia Charles. Assisting Amelia in opposing the topic this afternoon on behalf of Isaiah Thomas Secondary School is Joannelle Serra. Joannelle is a student in Form 4. She's a business major. Her favorite subject is literature, and Joannelle is from St. Joseph. I invite the students to take their seats at this time. I will briefly explain the proceedings of today's debate, and then we'll be able to move forward. So again, we're in the quarterfinals of the Inter-Secondary Schools debate competition, and our topic is gun amnesties are the best way to reduce the illegal firearm possession issue in Dominica. Proposing that topic is Dominica Grammar School, and the two students there, Ilianette Jolly and Kishma Theofield. Opposing the topic is Isaiah Thomas Secondary School, and our two students are Amelia Charles and Joannelle Serra. The first speaker from the proposing team, that's Ilianette Jolly, will have 10 minutes to make her presentation to us this afternoon as she proposes the topic. When she's finished, the first speaker from the opposing school, Amelia Charles, will have 10 minutes to make her presentation. After that, we will listen to the second speaker from the proposing team, Kishma Theofield, and she will speak for 7 minutes. After her presentation, we will have Joannelle Serra, who is the second speaker for the opposing team, and she will speak for 7 minutes. After that will come the very hard parts. We, the members of the audience, will be completely silent for 5 whole minutes. Always feels like an eternity, I can tell you, for a talker like me, while the students plan and organize their rebuttal. After that time, the first speaker for the proposing team, Ilianette Jolly, will get 3 minutes to have her rebuttal, and that will be followed by the first speaker from the opposing team, Amelia Charles, having 3 minutes for her presentation of the rebuttal. After that, the judges will retire to deliberate, and then after that, when we return, Mrs. Marsh will give us the judges' critique, and then I will give the announcements. During the period while the judges are away, I will do my best to engage the audience in a discussion. So I think we are ready now to make a start. So, with 10 minutes for her presentation, I call on the first speaker of the proposing team from the Dominica Grammar School, Miss Ilianette Jolly. Ilianette, come forward. When I give you the sign, I will start.
Organizers of the inter-secondary schools debate, judges, moderator, my esteemed colleague, and my friends on the opposite side of the spectrum, good afternoon. Today, my most able partner and I will be proposing the topic, gun amnesties is the best way to reduce the illegal firearm possession issue in Dominica. However, before I delve into the crux of the matter at hand, it is imperative that I define the key terms. The Collins Dictionary defines an amnesty as, and I quote, a period of time during which people can admit to a crime or bring in a weapon without fear of punishment, end quote. According to the Oxford Learner's Dictionary, possession is, and I quote, something that belongs to you, end quote. According to the Oxford Dictionary, reduce means to make smaller or less in amount. Legal Match define illegal firearms as weapons that are prohibited by gun laws due to their dangerous nature. The topic therefore suggests that the most effective way of dealing with the reduction of illegal ownership of firearms is by giving a grace period whereby people can bring in their weapons without fear of punishment. In order to win you over to our side of this debate, I shall be looking at 1. Gun amnesties help build trust between the public and the police. 2. Gun amnesties educate the public by getting stakeholders involved. My partner will continue to lay upon the foundation that I will be setting by stating, 1. Several small islands are undertaking gun amnesties for 2024 and why. 2. More random raids will result in people hiding their guns. Let us now get into the meat of the argument. Firstly, gun amnesties help build trust between the public and the police. How does it do that? This is how. Imagine this scenario for a second. A mother discovers that money is missing in her purse. She suspects her son. The first thing she does is to give him a volley without even giving him a chance to own up to his action. How do you think the relationship between the mother and the son will be like after that? Clearly, the son will be afraid to own up to his actions, thinking that he may get punishment for any misdeed. However, if the mother gave a grace period whereby the son could own up to his actions, the son would realize that the mother is offering grace even though he is undeserving of it. He would see this and want to act right the next time. If the mother does not give grace, the son may even say, but these blows I always get in, so I'll do my thing and I'll take my blows later. The same is true with the police and the public. If the first order of business is to punish rather than to offer grace, the civilians will hate the police more than they already do, thus widening the gap that already exists between the two. As such, the implementation of gun amnesties gives an avenue for grace. The police are in fact saying, through amnesties, I am trusting you to bring it in. And by bringing it in, the civilians are demonstrating the trust in their police as well. The article UC Santa Cruz 2022 sums it up by stating, and I quote, law enforcement agencies should embrace a guardian mindset to build public trust and legitimacy. Overly aggressive law enforcement strategies can potentially harm communities and do lasting damage to public trust, end quote. Madam Moderator, trust is a vital component in any relationship. If there is no trust, then we definitely have a problem. An amnesty gives an opportunity for grace, and grace wins every time. Judges, let us look more closely at the whole concept of gun amnesty in Dominica. According to an article by Nature Isle News dated September 2023, the government of Dominica offered a 1-month gun amnesty. During this amnesty, 2 guns were surrendered. Judges, 2. Judges, friends may try to convince you that the small number suggests that the method used is not the best. But this is what our Minister of National Security had to say. And I quote, we want to accept, while it is true, the number is very small. These are 2 illegal firearms that are off the streets that could have been used to commit a crime. End quote. From Dominica News Online, November 6, 2022. Madam Moderator, we know that a reduction is a reduction is a reduction. 2 illegal guns off the streets are better than none at all. Judges, we need to bridge the gap that exists between the police and the public. By implementing gun amnesties, we are in fact providing an avenue for trust to be built between the two. My friends, this is the best method. Secondly, gun amnesties are used by regional as well as international governments to effectively deal with the reduction of illegal firearm possession by getting stakeholders involved through much preparation that brought about education. Jamaica, Guyana, and Australia are 3 countries that have run successful amnesties within the last 10 years. What these countries have done is that they have saturated the environment with information about the amnesty prior to it being released. The law enforcement agencies ensured that the populace was well informed of what was expected to do. They provided community engagement and public events which talked to them about the possible risk associated with it. Caribbean National Weekly, in an article published September 2015, states, and I quote, "Days into Guyana's 1-month amnesty, officials reported an estimated 1,000 rounds of ammunition," end quote. As it relates to Jamaica's amnesty, Jamaica Information Services, dated 2022, states that, and I quote, "A total of 101 firearms and 3,000 rounds of ammunition were handed over to authorities under a 2-week gun amnesty," end quote. Australia reported a total of 57,000 guns under a 3-month amnesty in an article published by Two-Way, March of 2018. Do you see what education does? When people are well informed, they are more willing to act in a manner that is deemed appropriate and beneficial to all. According to the Australian government, 2023, in their Permanent National Firearms Amnesty and No report, they highlighted the fact that gun amnesties was done through much preparation and not in isolation. Stakeholder engagement is crucial to running a successful gun amnesty. Therefore, they employed the use of Crime Stoppers to assist them in getting the information out there. Furthermore, they implemented the amnesty in 2 phases. Phase 1 focused on encouraging people to bring in their illegal guns. And phase 2 focused on encouraging people to anonymously report those who they knew had illicit firearms. During the campaign, Crime Stoppers hosted community events and promotional events in communities across Australia to encourage people to safely share what they knew about illicit guns. It was Kofi Annan who said, "Knowledge is power. Power is liberating. Education is the premise of progress in every society." Judges, any program that involves educating the public is the best method. We admit that although our last amnesty didn't yield much fruit, it in itself was not a failure. It was the marketing that left much to be desired. If law enforcement had used influencers like Asa Bantans to create songs and videos about the amnesty, then more people would have known about the amnesty and they would have felt encouraged to bring in their weapons. If posters were put up in common places such as Jollies, people would have been educated and they would have felt more willing to peacefully bring in their weapons. There was a need for community outreach programs and much more advertisement. This would have helped the public gain more information on the amnesty, and so much more would have been collected. Still, we say that this is the best method to reduce the illegal firearm possession in Dominica, as it builds trust and gets stakeholders involved as they seek to educate the public on illegal firearms in a peaceful manner in our society. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Elianette Jolly. Our first speaker from the proposing side, and Elianette spoke for 9 minutes and 47 seconds, well within her time. Our first speaker for the opposing side from ITSS is Miss Amelia Charles. I invite her to come forward and I will tell her when to begin speaking.
Moderator, esteemed judges, respected audience, distinguished opponents, a pleasant afternoon. I rise for the opposition of the moot. Gun amnesties are the best way to reduce the illegal firearm possession issue in Dominica. Recognizing the increasing rate of gun-related violence in Dominica, my capable colleague and I acknowledge the urgent need for effective strategies to curtail this issue. However, we express great reservations regarding the efficiency of gun amnesties as the best solution. Before delving into the argument supporting our stance, let's establish a clear understanding of the key terms. Gun amnesties refers to a period for non-prosecution that allows people to surrender their illegal